Oh, my dear Narsis, it's you. Good fortune for all of us. Narsis Dren will be most pleased if you're the one to help him. Narsis left some time ago to explore the ruins of Wendir. I fear he may be in trouble. He is trying to recover an Ayleid treasure, the emblem of the lost king. Could you help him? He'll reward your efforts. Find Narsis and help him recover the emblem from Wendir. Here, let me mark it on your map. The area is swarming with wood elves of the Recollection. My dear Narsis is brilliant, but impulsive, and needs someone to protect him from his own enthusiasm. I can tell you a little about the area, but I'm afraid full information on the task ahead should come from Narsis Dren himself. Please, go seek him out. Ah, yes! Vardenfell, wasn't it? I feel more at ease knowing I can entrust Narcissus' well-being to a friendly, sympathetic soul. Nary a day passes when he is not off on some new adventure. I admire that in him. Always eager to move on to the next challenge, to the next wondrous historical site. I sometimes wish he would settle down, but life with him is always exciting. I can tell you a little about the area, but I'm afraid full information on the task ahead should come from Narsis Dren himself. The ancient elves that ruled before the Empire built keeps, crypts, and fortifications throughout the land. This was one of the last of them before their kingdoms fell. Now, all are in ruins, overrun by monsters and rogues. Yes, but dear Narsis lives for that type of adventure. That is why he needs someone to help him in his adversity, to help rein in his enthusiasm. I can tell you a little about the area.
Hush! Can't you see I'm busy blending into my surroundings? Ah, yes. I remember you. Still looking for honest work, I see. No matter. I am glad to take you under my wing once more in this endeavor. I was exploring these Ayleid ruins, looking for the emblem of the last king, when my associates suddenly turned on me and threw me out. They're called the Recollection. I mentioned to them that the symbol of King Dinar, last of the Ayleid kings, could be found here. I never expected that they would betray me. But you're going to help me, aren't you? We must search these surface ruins for two types of things. My own irreplaceable notes, and any information of the Recollection's doings. Those wood elves must have some papers about here. Mission orders, reports, or correspondence. I should never have mentioned the emblem of the last king to the Recollection. They sent a large contingent of helpers and drove me off. The emblem was part of the regalia of the last Ayleid king, Lelorian Dinar. You know about King Dinar? Oh, have you not read my books? When the last of the Ayleid kingdoms fell, its people and treasures were scattered throughout Tamriel. The emblem was one of the symbols of King Dinar, the last ruler of the Ayleids. Indeed. I'd heard tales that the last king's 5 devoted retainers gathered here prior to his demise. The emblem of the last king is sure to be here, protected by the traps set by these 5 loyal retainers. Oh, I can't believe they're complaining about me. Me! After all I did for them. Fine. Be that way. Yes, well, my alliance with the Recollection was a bit tenuous at best. Ah, excellent. My notes on the 5 loyal retainers. You know, it would do you well to study these notes. They might come in handy someday. Let's head into the catacombs beneath these ruins to sort through what we found, away from this rabble. Come here, assistant. Let's take a better look at those documents. Let me see those papers we gathered. Ah, I see. The recollection found an altar but could go no farther. Sounds magical. There's mention of finding vials of blood, some sacred water, and a bottle of ancient wine. Yes, yes, those are our keys. It seems my former allies are not doing well without me. Petrification traps, locked doors, giant living statues, that peculiar altar. Typical novice stuff. Nothing that would challenge a master of his craft such as myself. Animated stonework. Doesn't surprise me. They don't require much upkeep. But this altar, Ayleid design, so it will need some liquid to activate it. Ha! They have the keys but have no clue how to use them. We press on. The renowned Narsis Dren is not deterred by mundane challenges. Let's find this altar they mentioned, and keep your eyes out for any bottles, vials, or carafes they have excavated. The hunt is on, faithful assistant. With those notes, it's clear that the recollection is stymied by that altar. I, of course, know how to activate it. We'll need a vial of blood, some sacred water, and/or wine from the things they've dug up. I did say we parted ways. Surely you, as an aspiring explorer yourself, should have caught the nuance. I'm of no obligation to be forthright with the specifics of how all parties came to be here at Wendir. The recollection is a group of wood elf cultists. The Ayleid were their ancestors, or so they believe, and so they seek out treasures of the past. I heard they may also be trying to conquer Westweald, but I attempt to avoid politics when I can. I needed some willing hands, and they were eager to help. Little did I imagine that they would desire the emblem more than I. Feel free to read my notes, though be warned, they are not on par with the quality of my published works. The hunt is on, faithful assistant. With those notes, it's clear that the recollection is stymied by that altar. This is a walk in the park, a stroll through the meadows. I've diced with Daedra and fled before undead hordes. There's nothing here we can't handle, and by we, I mean you. Heed my sage advice, assistant, and there will be no problems at all. You might even learn something. The hunt is on, fate.
We've lost so many to the traps. Had that forewarned us about them, Givens would have never been petrified.
Isn't this nice, assistant? You get to walk through a ruin like this with none other than myself, Narsis Dren, as your guide. I have my own theories as to why such ancient blood would be fresh. Alas, the recollection had no interest in my musings. Allow me to enlighten you, assistant. Keep an eye out for Daedric symbology. The Ayleids worship the Daedra and were destroyed by Daedra haters. You can take notes if you need to. Assistant, have I ever regaled you with my research on ancestral tombs in Vardenfell? It would only take a few hours. What is this? Assistant! Don't you have anything to say about getting me caught up in this noxious mist? You were the one to trip the trap.
Are we sure this is the right place?
Oh, hello. Another of our recollection friends, eh? He stepped on that grate too, I see, with more permanent results. A shame he isn't as skillful and dexterous as I. Mere moments. Thank the gods for my quick reflexes. Best be on our way. Keep an eye out. Here we are. The sacred water. Drawn from a spring in the very heart of an Ayleid sanctuary, I don't doubt. 3 of the loyal retainers. Stand back, assistant. I'll speak their names and command them. Lorimaro, Parhalia, Balepalin, Yanvarla, and, hang on. I don't know that last name. No, wait! There we are. Now to return to the altar. I'll go ahead and dust myself off a bit from the battle. Take the wine on your way out. We'll be needing that. The contents of this bottle. They've been partially used. Have they been drinking on the job? A moment, assistant. Thanks to my dazzling intellect, I have deduced that we should anoint the altar with sacred water. Assistant, apply the sacred water. Simple. Sacred water goes on an altar. It's quite obvious. Any fool would see that. When you have been at this as long as I have, you develop a sixth sense for these things. Place all 3 items on the altar, but we will use the sacred water. Trust me. If you would place all 3 items that we collected onto the altar, we can proceed. And now, anoint the altar with the sacred water. With this, our way is opened. Excellent! Wait, nothing is happening. Is it broken? Do I have a broken altar? Surely the sacred water must be the solution. I'm sure of it. That didn't work. Assistant, try another offering. That did it! Just as I predicted. A tribute to the wine shared between the retainers upon their arrival. Good job following my instructions, Assistant. I'll make an explorer of you yet. I'm going on ahead. Onward to discovery. And here we are, the emblem. But it is sealed away by magic. Surely these tiles, pressed in correct sequence, will remove the warding spells on it. That carving looks important. It is some form of epitaph to the 5 loyal retainers. I'd venture it's crucial to releasing the emblem of the last king. But of course, you'd be a fool to think that a treasure hunter as respectable as myself would have no experience with a simple tile puzzle. You know, it does seem quite reminiscent of that. The tiles are the same, but if I recall correctly, Veloth's solution was on the walls. Perhaps the solution to this one can be found within this epitaph. I could, but let's think of this as a teachable moment. A final examination, so to speak. You should work this one out on your own. I'll be here to supervise. Narsis Dren is no stranger to a puzzle, but can his assistant exhibit the same prowess? Let's wait and see. Go on now, read that epitaph. Give it your all. I'll be here for the point at which you undoubtedly will need my consult. The path is now clear, and the emblem of the last king calls to me. Come! Look at it! It's marvelous! Floating there, just waiting to be taken. Any final notes, Assistant, before I commit history? Now, Assistant, we have found the emblem of the last king. It's been waiting so long for me to recover it. Step aside, Assistant. The great and wise Narsis Dren will now seize the emblem. I intend to present it to my assistant Elfbeta at her southern camp. Yes, that sounds sufficiently thrilling. Fool of an assistant! Do not disturb me, or I'll have you demoted to a footnote in my next book. You stumbled through much, and now your reward is to watch me finally grasp the emblem of the last king. Ah, the emblem at last. I've bested those recollection fools. No! A trap! It's that petrification gas! Take the emblem to Elfbeta! I...
I was beginning to get worried. Delightful to see you remain in one piece. Some of my dear Narcissus collaborators do not survive the experience. Tell me, how did you fare? Excellent. I've arranged payment for your efforts. Did Narcissus come with you? I know. Probably still taking notes for his next dissertation, I expect. Should I go after him? Eventually, I suppose. He gets cross with me when I fuss about him too much. I need to take my leave shortly. Narcissus should turn up any time now. Perhaps I should go looking for him. In any event, thank you for your help. Oh dear. Should I wait here? Should we go after him? I don't want him to think I believe he needs constant oversight, but he does get so wrapped up in his work. Ever the thoughtful scholar, my Narcissus. Very well, I shall do as you say. Is there anything else I may do for you before I take my leave? I need to take my leave shortly. Narcissus should turn up any time now. Perhaps I should go looking for him. Is he not masterful? Wise, kind, and thoughtful, and so daring. This emblem that you've returned with is simply fascinating. I'll begin cataloging it while I wait for him to return. I understand. Sometimes he gets so involved I have to drag him away. Knowledge and research always come first for Narcissus. He's a rock-solid scholar. I need to take my leave shortly. Narcissus should turn up any time now. Ah, yes! Vardenfell, wasn't it? I feel more at ease knowing I can entrust Narcissus' well-being to a friendly, sympathetic soul.